EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. It's also referred to as tapping, because what you do is you literally tap on acupressure points. This is one of the points, this is another one of the points, and in another video I'll show you where all the points are. But it was discovered in the 1980s by a clinical psychologist by the name of Roger Callahan. Roger Callahan actually discovered this technique totally by accident. He was working with the client Mary, who had a fear of water. This is a very famous case study in EFT. Mary had a fear of water that she'd had for like 18 years. And while he was in a therapy session with her, he was talking to Mary about her fear of water. Well, the weekend before, Dr. Callahan had been to a acupressure class. He was studying the acupressure and the meridian systems, the Chinese meridian system. So he thought, just in the moment, he followed his intuition and felt called to place his fingers on some of her acupressure points. He thought it would kind of help her calm her nerves. So if you've ever done anything like acupuncture before, you know how great you feel when you leave the acupuncturist office? So it has that real calming effect on the body. And so that's what he did. He just thought that it would calm her down because she was talking about this fear of water and she was so nervous. And so as he was touching the different acupressure points, in about 3 to 5 minutes, she stood up, and they were doing therapy in the back of his office. She ran outside of his door and she jumped into his swimming pool and she started splashing her hands around in the water saying, "I'm not afraid of water anymore. I'm not afraid of water anymore." And this, was completely surprising to Dr. Callahan because this woman had had this problem for so long. And so he knew that it had to be something with the acupressure and the talking about the problem, the psychology in the moment. And so he started to play with it. And with his other clients, he started to give them acupressure when they were talking about their problem, their fears, their phobias, their anxiety. And every single client got the exact same results in just literally minutes. And so a couple years later, he actually brought on a colleague who was an engineer at the time. His name is Gary Craig. And Gary Craig is really responsible for simplifying this process into a simple 9 or 10 different points that you can actually do to yourself in the comfort of your own home or really anytime you have a problem. So you just tap on different acupressure points. So like here's one of them. Here's another one, and you just take 2 fingers and you tap on these acupressure points while you think about your problem. So I use this specifically for food cravings and for emotional eating. So if you're at a party or if you're really feeling that chocolate bar is calling your name, you can do this technique and literally within about 3 to 5 minutes, your cravings and your emotional eating totally disappear.